Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I go to war with every single one of you every fucking game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I am your host, Mikey, and as always, right with me, my boy Shotgun. What's going on, Tommy?
What is going on, Mr. Mikey? How you doing?
What
Happy
is
Friday
going
to
on
you.
in the background?
That's OJ, man. OJ. That's OJ going away, going to another place.
Yes, he
Where?
is.
I don't know, but
I like that intro. We no longer see a bunch of guys who are no longer on the team.
It took work, man. It took work, Mikey. Hours today, believe it or not, for a 1-minute intro. God, it's tough. It ain't easy putting those things together, but I figured you like that little Josh Allen, more Josh Allen kind of intro, but because he's here to stay. Right?
Yeah, him, Cook,
right,
Shakir.
Yeah,
I liked it. A little bit Ed Oliver in there with his rope. I like that. I like that.
That's right.
Happy Friday, brother.
Yeah, we're here, man, and we are close to the draft, man. What are we like? Almost 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Right? So pretty much 2 weeks.
It's the 25th, right?
25th.
So we're less than 2 weeks away.
Can't wait, man. I'm going. I'm hyped up. Got my ticket, my barcode, whatever, and man, I'll be representing, man.
Yep. What's going on? Best in the house. Robert's in the house. Spears, Bills talks in the house. Jason comes and says, "Good luck to Jordan Phillips." Jordan Phillips signed in New York. He went to hang out with Dayball and company.
I'm surprised that but maybe he still has that itch to play football. I thought he was going to retire because he was hinting towards it, but yeah, nothing wrong. Listen, I have no ill will to any players that leave for the most part. Now there are some players I just don't like in general, but no, man, like he's one of the guys that I'll be rooting for.
Yeah, me too.
Fine.
Yep. Me too. There's a couple guys that are out there. Like I rooted for Tremaine all year, wanted him to do well. Loved Devin Singletary, rooted for him, was excited when he took over the starting role and played well. Like there's certain Bills that I'll always root for. Trey will be one of them next year. I hope Jordan does well, except I hope Miami doesn't do well. But I hope Jordan does well.
Yeah.
Poyer was a legend here. You know what I mean? He went home.
Stays healthy, you know what I mean? Just
has a good year, and he just
–
what I'm looking forward to is Josh Allen versus Jordan Poyer in the open field for the first time.
I think I'm more interested in Buffalo versus Houston.
Are you?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Because if we lose that game, now mind you, it means nothing, right? I mean, it's now we don't know the schedule yet. We don't know yet, but
we just know we're in Houston for it.
We know we're in Houston, but my God, that would be. I would love to win that game and not lose it.
For that one. Josh is right. For that one.
Absolutely. Now I'm sure they'll be butting it up, in the beginning. Hey, what's up? But trust me, the Allen wants to win, Diggs wants to win. It's kind of they won't say it's personal like that they want to win, but trust me, it will.
It's very much like Cole Beasley. Remember when we went to Dallas and we won?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like
yeah, absolutely, bro. So, and it's kind of like that. I'm getting that, and we're all getting that vibe where it's like when Brady left New England, right? Like who made who made someone better, right? Like was it Brady or was it Belichick like that made the team better? And ultimately Brady right.
Hardware.
And Brady went and stuck it to him, right? He went out and got a super. So so what are we hearing since Diggs left? Oh, and of course Diggs is throwing those jabs like, when I got there, then Josh's numbers went up, blah, 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 blah. Now, of course, Josh is saying he's not countering that, but
he's too classy.
People are talking. People are talking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can Allen be the same Allen without Diggs? And of course, people are going to say, can Diggs be the same? Because Diggs had a good last year with Minnesota, but it wasn't as good as it was with Buffalo. No. So very curious how he works, how he does in Houston, and how that game goes. Very curious because people will be talking. I'm telling you right now, especially before and after. Because if Allen does terrible and Diggs lights it up, trust me, you're going to hear it. If Allen lights it up with no Diggs and Diggs doesn't do much, and Buffalo wins, you're going to hear about it. You know what I mean? That's going to be a big story before and after.
If Buffalo goes in and runs rough shot, does Diggs get pissy about it in there and start having problems? Are we going to see a Trayvon, gotta get my brother up out of Houston text?
Well, he has 1 year, so he's not going to. I mean, the writing's on the wall already. Like he's not going to be in Houston after the season. Now, will he be texting? Can't wait, for my brother to come to Dallas? Probably. You know what I mean? I could see those texts happening. Or not text. I could see the messages.
Yeah. Weston's in the house. By the way, Brandon Ayuk spotted in KC tonight. That would be a fantastic trade for the Chiefs, especially with the Rice issues that are going on. Did you see that? 119 miles an hour, six charges, 2 are felonies.
They did charge him. They did officially charge him.
Yeah. Oh, man, he's already been booked and released.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. So rough. Trouble. And for leaving, I'm sure he's a lot of stuff. Charges.
Yeah, and the guy who was driving the Corvette also has the same charges, and he was suspended from the college team. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, like I said, man, we'll see what kind of lawyer he gets, but you better get a good one, and then he has to hope the NFL is somewhat lenient if he does somehow avoid jail time. But he's going to get some kind of suspension from the NFL. So that for sure will happen. Now it's really up to the Chiefs too. See, the thing is, I don't think the Chiefs will release him or anything because it could have been a lot worse, right? And I think this is a lesson learned. I don't think they cut him. But like I said, like you said last week, it's in Texas, right? And Texas don't play around. So maybe they throw the book at him and he does get some time. I just know that, sometimes you got a good lawyer, you can get off or get your sentence reduced. So
it's 8 felonies, not 6. And he was going over 50 miles an hour, and it's a felony to go over 25. Damn. Yeah, he was going 119. What? The affidavit said he was going 119 in a 70.
Wait a minute. If you're going over what's a felony if you're going 25 over the limit?
Yes. In Texas.
That's wow. They're super. You know how many times I've been over 20?
He was going 50 over the limit.
No, I get it, but oh my God, a felony? Can you imagine? Because I'm for sure went over 25 over the limit before. And I don't speed much now, but I know. And no, that's wild, man. I know in Florida, if you do double the limit, by the way, I did get, so, I know this is not football related, but when I back when I was 18 years old, I got a Nissan 240SX Turbo. And I'm like on the turnpike. I'm telling my friend, let's see what this, we can get it up to.
Oh, yeah.
So I got it up to about almost 140. Ooh. And I got pulled over. State trooper.
Ooh.
And I passed him. I didn't even see him. And he was on his way home. So he was pissed, dude. And he told me, get out of the car. Let's get out of the car. He's like, are you bro? He like yelled at me. He's like, I could take you to jail right now. I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. And he's like, you know what, man? Just get out of here. And I'm like, damn. So lucky.
Nice
But
guy.
dude, when you're going that fast, I will say, man, the steering
It's
wheel is
stupid.
tight. It's scary. Yeah, and I'll never do that again.
I bought right after I got my first manager's job, I bought myself a Saab 9.3 twin turbo.
Nice.
And it was probably about 3:30 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning. I was driving to the Bay Area for a job. I was driving down there, and I'm like, let's just open this bad boy up. And a Lotus was driving with me, so we started racing. Me and the Lotus. I got up to about 1:30 before I let off, and the Lotus hit another gear and just gone. You know, but I'm like, there was nobody on the road at all.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Me
It's
too.
the only
It was
reason why
late
I
at
did
night.
it. But
Yeah,
it was
me
still
too.
dumb to do that.
It's dumb. It absolutely, because
I was also
mind you,
22, like
me,
Rice.
yeah,
But I wasn't
young, right.
racing like through downtown traffic.
You weren't cutting through, right? You
Yeah.
weren't cutting through like in a busy part of the day.
No,
Same with me. It was late at night.
Yeah, there was nobody on the road when I was done.
But I did pass the cop. I didn't even see him. So that goes to show you, if you're going that fast,
seriously, mine lasted about 45 seconds. At that speed, I was done.
Okay, yeah, I was on it for a minute.
I realized how like that Lotus was like in fourth gear, keeping up with me.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's still fast, bro. That ain't no joke, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, good luck to him. Jay Stone in the house.
Jay?
What's going on, brother? Oh God, we are so ready for the draft. Ready for the draft. I text you today, Tommy. Keon Coleman coming into Onesville's drive.
That's right. I told you.
I am
liking him.
I am not a huge Keon Coleman fan. However, I didn't think the Bills would draft Osiris Turns last year because he just didn't fit the archetype of what they normally did.
Right.
Maybe I need to stop looking at the archetype because they're going away from that, and they're trying to build a different type of team. They didn't get over the hump with that type of team. So maybe it's time for me to, when Tommy brings up a player, don't poo-poo on it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I also said Devin Singletary way back when, before anyone had Devin Singletary. I was saying they should draft him. They did. Now, look, man, we were talking before we got on here. I think Bean's going to go, and I think a lot of us agree, he's going to go probably, maybe, back-to-back receiver. And Keon Coleman could be the guy that they're looking at in the second round.
Yeah.
And they could draft speed in the first round. Go more with the Diggs type of player, right? And maybe a little bit more speed than Diggs. Not that Diggs was slow, but and then get Coleman in the second round and get that sure-handed, bigger receiver that we're missing now because Gabe left. That we don't have now on the roster. So I think it's perfect. And they may just think Keon Coleman, for as bad as he did in the combine, that he probably could slip a little bit further down that second round somewhere where they're comfortable enough, maybe even if they have to trade up a little bit in the second to go get him. But yeah, man, I'm totally good with that. Totally good with that as long as it's the second round. As long as they don't get him in the first.
It's funny that you said that because Beth comes in and says, I heard a rumor that Worthy visited. Worthy did come in.
See, I love that guy too.
You said back to back, get a Worthy and Coleman. Then you get the size and jump ball plus the speed.
I would totally be good with it. Worthy running a 4.21. I mean, fastest time ever in a combine. He is fast, real fast. That's something that Bean continues to say every offseason that we need. Like, we're still looking for that. We're still looking for that. We're still looking for that. Well, there it is. Here he is. And if he's available, I don't know if Bean passes that kind of speed up, Mikey. And then knowing that you can get a Keon Coleman in round 2, I'm just saying, like, it's very possible that he gets his 1-2 guy. I know Worthy's also a second round possible, but man, still, I mean,
the guy I want in round 1 is Leggett. Give me Leggett.
If you can move up, there's other guys I would love, but I don't know. I still think
Leggett's
think he
my
does.
wide receiver 4.
Yeah,
it goes. Harrison, Neighbors, Adunes is the top 3. And then Leggett falls into, like, a lot of people love Brian Thomas Jr. I have concerns about, his route, but you know what? A lot of people have those same concerns about DK Metcalf. We were talking about this before. I like Leggett. I
Yeah.
still like AD Mitchell. I don't know if he fits the culture of the Bills,
I do too. I like him too.
but his upside is so big. If we decide to trade down, I'm more of Lad McConkey,
Mhm.
Troy Franklin. I love those guys as well in that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second rounders, Pearsaw, Baker.
But if
You
you
know,
trade down, then if you want, listen, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. I think
I don't think so
if
either.
anything, we're trading up. But if we do happen to trade down, then I would totally be on board with Worthy and Coleman, because then now you got another pick for the pick you traded for the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're stacking. I mean, I'm just saying, then you could possibly get your safety in the third round, because you're probably going to get a third in return for the 28th and something else. You get what I mean? Then you can get your two receivers and your safety all for trading the first round. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. So you got your speed, your sure-handed bigger receiver, and you got your future safety in the third round. I'm just throwing that out there, man.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I heard somebody say, and I can't remember who it was, is one of the draft pundits say, don't expect the Bills to grab safety like in the first 3 rounds. This isn't a great safety class, and after the top like 2, there's not much fall off between the rest. And Sean, and I think it was Steve Tasker who said Sean McDermott doesn't draft safeties high. He just builds them. It's just what he does.
Yeah.
Like most of our really good corners outside of Trey White have been late round guys that have filled in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Day 3 guys that have done really well. Like he doesn't really put those premium positions. Hell, the one that we did hasn't even really touched the field very much.
Yeah. I really like Kitchens though. I mean, Kitchens is really good, man. Like,
I like Kitchens.
if you can get him in the third round though, and get your receivers, I just think
I love Bullock. Bullock's a center
fielder.
fielder
Build up a lot.
at USC. Like Kitchens can actually probably play both, either safety spot. Bullock's more of a center fielder. I like Bullard too. He's good. Like there's a lot of really good safeties that I think that would fit us, but I don't see us taking them in the day 1 or day 2. They're all day 3 guys.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair
enough.
Like the real thing is I would love to see us go after someone like Chris Jenkins, the defensive tackle in the second round. I just have a feeling we're not going young on the defensive line. If we do, it's going to be at edge, not at tackle, because we have 4 already.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you there.
Capital get Harrison. Listen, they're not giving us out. They're not giving up Harrison. I would be okay if we jumped up. Like to get up to 4 would be just stupid amount of capital to give up.
A lot.
To get to 9 is going to be a lot.
Yeah, he'd have to be really sold on that player, and boy, it better work out. You do a trade like that and it doesn't work out, it could set your team back a little bit there, man. And I don't know if he's willing to roll the dice like that, but maybe. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe he's super sold, and the team's willing to trade that spot. And if he thinks that player is a franchise type player, like a guy that's going to be here a long time and put up big time numbers, go do it. I mean, I have no problem with that, but man, if it doesn't work out, man,
I would love to get up high enough to get Rome. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to be settling for I think we have to trade up for Brian Thomas Jr. And I don't want to do that.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
I would like to, and Weston comes in and says, I hope Leggett goes to Kansas City. There's 2 guys that I absolutely do not want to see Kansas City get. 1 is Leggett, 2 is Lad McConkey. I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes with either one of those guys. If they take Worthy, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take the speed. That's fine. I don't like Lad is going to be difficult to cover. And you have him get a 2 yards of separation and let Patrick throw him the ball. It's going to be, and let Andy Reid, create some packages with Leggett or McConkey in it. Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I
agree. Those guys, they're professionals. I don't like it at all. Brian Thomas Jr. is being mocked between 10 to 15. But we also know our tight end that we drafted last year, Kincaid, was mocked between 10 and 15, and he was sitting there at 24. So just because
because teams reach as they usually do in drafts.
no one saw Gibbs going early.
Yeah, players drop. Yeah, players will slide a little
bit. Campbell going that early. Like there was a lot of guys that went earlier than they thought last year.
Yeah,
there's always guys who slide.
Yep, slide guys that get reach picks.
Yeah, I love Ayuk. The only issue I have with Ayuk is you're gonna have to pay him, and he wants to be paid big. We just got off of Diggs' contract. You know what? I hope Kansas City pays him $25 million a year.
Yeah. Same with Higgins, by the way.
He's good. He's super good.
I mean,
they're both
if you get
really
him, you got to
good
pay him.
receivers.
Yeah.
They're both fantastic receivers. I just don't want to give up the assets it's going to take to get him, plus give him $20+ million a year.
Yeah, you're gonna have and they want it. It's absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think, but it's a new GM now too, Spin. From that whole crew got cleaned out last year.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Something's going on.
No, go ahead. The pups are barking. Somebody's breaking into Mikey's home. So, guys, real quick, man. I know we're talking about the draft and stuff, but because we haven't really talked about it yet. So, the Juice, O.J. Simpson, passes away of cancer, 76 years old. I think he passed away on Wednesday night. Prostate cancer, which will get you every time. And man, like I know some people, just don't even don't care about him anymore because of obviously the things he did. But for me, I always respect or at least acknowledge what a person did in their career, no matter if they're an artist in music or football. Like I have to acknowledge, that side of them. So O.J. Simpson was an absolute beast on the football field. Over 2,000 yards in 14 games, guys. Not even 14 games. That's it. like he would have crushed that. Like he would have been way ahead if he had a 16, 17 game season. So you have to give him his dues. I do wonder if Buffalo Bills mention him at all, because I didn't see anything on their Twitter, on their X or whatever you want to call it, because usually they'll say something. I believe San Francisco, I think 49ers said something, didn't they? I believe someone said something. I thought a football team did. Go ahead.
Chris Brown said something on One Bills Live about it, but there was no social media post about it.
You know what it was? I think it was US. No, it was the Hall of Fame. They did the flag. They dropped the flags. They did the for O.J. Simpson. So O.J. Simpson's still obviously in the Hall of Fame. Like that will never change. No matter what he did. But I wonder, if the Bills will at least say something in time, because he did do a lot of really, really good things while he was here in Buffalo as far as being a running back. But man, that's a tough one, Mikey, because of that. But like I said, I'll respect what he did on the field. But man, crazy that he was hiding that, by the way, because he just came out like a week ago on video and was saying like, oh, it's all crap. It's all rumors that I'm on, that I was going through chemo, whatever the hell he's saying. Like, he's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm healthy. I'm going to play golf next week. And then boom, he probably just wanted to keep a secret and he thought maybe he could fight it. And man, brutal.
Yeah. It's kind of like, the guy who played Black Panther.
Right.
He was Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Yes.
He went through the movies with cancer and nobody knew.
Yeah. You're right. I forgot about that.
Some guys just don't like to.
He was 76 though. Just saying, like 76 is not a young guy anymore. A lot of people you're lucky to live to your 60s now. So 76, he lived a long life, to be honest with you. So it is what it is.
Give me some T'Vondre Sweat all day long. Greg Cosell was on One Bills Live today talking about defensive tackles. The player he talked very highly about was T'Vondre Sweat. T'Vondre Sweat is very much in the, that big one tech that we would love to have. I had a hard time seeing the fit after signing 2 one techs. However, we both know I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because last year I didn't see the fit with Osiris Torrance and we drafted him. So who knows? Maybe they do. I would love a T'Vondre Sweat.
Sweat is the beast. Now, listen, we did sign some guys, but they're 1-year deals.
No,
that doesn't mean
a couple of them are 2.
No, I know, but I'm saying there's a couple that are 1 year. I'm just saying that I don't know if that matters too much because they could if he's there to take and they really feel high, like they're high on him, and he is a beast of a player. Like that dude is that dude's going to be good, I believe, in the NFL. If they take him and he beats a guy that's on 1-year contract, it is what it is, man. Like I think they have no problem with that. You know what I mean? Like releasing a guy if he beats him. But we'll see. We'll see how the draft goes. I like him though. I do. I wouldn't mind that pick. I wouldn't mind that pick at all.
Me neither. Even though he does have some off-field red flags. Like,
yeah, I know. Didn't he just get a DUI, right? Something like that last week or something. Yeah. They're young, I mean, but I hope it's a lesson learned. Yeah, I always say that lesson learned. Like, stuff like that. It could, it could have been way worse, right? It could have killed somebody. He didn't. He's still a young guy, right? And hopefully he takes this lesson. And he doesn't do that again. You know what I mean? That's just very, very simple. Very simple lesson learned. Don't do it again. And that's it. Because, man, that could have affected his life, money, life, like everything. So hopefully he'll learn. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's a great one, Sal. Sweat has that Ted Washington potential.
Love Ted Washington. Man, that dude was a freaking
He was
animal.
so good. He was so good. Oh, Sweat was open about it in his interviews that he loves the party. Them Texas boys love to party.
They do, but he'll learn. He will. Hopefully, maybe he won't. Some players don't. Some people don't.
Yeah. Spin can only afford to keep 1 rookie DT on the roster, so it's either got to be a 3 tech or a 1 tech. Next year's draft, the opposite. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some really good 3 techs that you can get into day 3. That are really interesting. So I would rather not use a premium pick on that and take one of the 3 techs, and then look to get the 1 tech maybe next year. I don't know what the draft looks like for next year, but a couple around the league things. The Seahawks brought in Laken Tomlinson, the guard, played for the Jets and the 49ers, to help build that inside. Browns and Chubb agreed to a rework deal. He was supposed to account for $15 million. They got it down to 6, but he has the options to get back up to like 12.5 if his knee is healthy this year.
That was brutal, man. By the way,
I
felt so bad. I felt so bad for that dude, man. Early in the season too, man. And he was running.
Imagine
really
how good that team could have been.
I know
with him.
I know, man. It happened, and then they lost all their quarterback. I mean, like that team is just like talk about bad luck. But it happened to us. Same thing happened to us two times. Back-to-back seasons. So we know how it is.
Yeah, on Trek's take, if you do take Sweat, you're playing Jones. You can play Jones and Sweat in big packages and kick Oliver to D end as well. Oliver has the quickness to play a D end as well. So you could have Oliver at 1 D end, you can have Rousseau at another, and then you could have Sweat and Jones in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's an option as well. They talk about the NASCAR package, right? Having, Rousseau in the middle and then having 2 edge rushers. That would be more of the jumbo package.
Which I wouldn't mind. You could switch it up. And I'm sure McDermott would do that. You know what I mean? During the course of a season, if he had a guy like a Sweat. I don't know if he'd do that rotation all the time, but I can see him doing it during.
if you're running into a team who likes to run the ball a lot,
Exactly.
you know, the
Exactly.
Pittsburghs and teams like that, then you could deploy
The
that
Baltimore's now.
defense. Yep, with Derek. Triggs, I'm high on
Yeah.
Byron Murphy too, but he's going to be a round 1 guy. So unless you're willing to bypass wide receiver and go Byron Murphy in round 1, I'm not even sure he makes it to 28 anyways. But Byron Murphy's DT1 and on most people's boards. You know, Sweat, Jones, Groot, and Oliver will solve our small linebacker problem. That's a lot of beef down there with those 4 guys. You know, trade back, get Sweat and the receiver. I just something tells me that Bean's going up. He's not going back.
Yeah, man.
He's going up.
I really have that feeling too, man. I just feel like he got all this draft capital for a reason, man. I just feel like that's what he was planning to do. They knew this was a heavy receiving class. I have a feeling that, well, not even have a feeling. They were shopping Diggs for a little bit. Like, I think, going into the offseason, I kind of feel like Brandon Bean was thinking that already. Like, maybe it's time to move on. And then I think Diggs just made it easier for him. And then, yeah, trust me, he's well prepared. He understands what this draft is about. He understands there's a lot of potential as far as receivers go. A lot of good receivers. So yeah, man. I think I really believe he's trading up. I do. I think he's stockpiled for a reason, man. I just can't see him trading back. I don't see the sense of it, Mikey. Unless he can't listen. The only way I can see him trading back, Mikey, is if he can't trade up, meaning he has no partners, right? Nobody's willing to budge. Then I can see him go, you know what? We're at 28. No one's willing to budge. I can get these guys in round 2. I'm getting offered this.
He has a small group that's all ranked the same.
Exactly. And you know what? Fuck it. Now I tried my best, but I believe he's going to really try his best to move up. I truly believe that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
Trixie,
2 weeks
can
away.
You imagine if the Bills can trade up to get O'Dunes, Neighbors, or Harrison? It'll be amazing. It's going to cost a ton, but he also got another second rounder for next year.
I think it would shut up a lot of people though that are saying like, what are the Bills going to do about
if we go up
Diggs
and get
one
of those 3?
guys?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
God, yes. It'd shut up a ton of people.
There's because everyone's big question is now is Bills have no option. They got no receivers now. What are they going to do going? I'm like, what do you? We're not even done with the offseason yet.
I don't think that's the case though either. Like down the stretch, Diggs wasn't really part of the game.
I'm with you there. And Shakir was the best receiver on the team.
Kincaid and Shakir were the guys that he was going to all day.
I agree. I agree with that.
And we brought in Samuel. Now, everyone's like, "Oh, no wide receivers," but he has other playmakers.
Yeah, I just think they're looking at as the superstar.
Yeah,
playmaker, right? Like top 10, top 5, top 10.
How did Patrick Mahomes do without it?
I totally agree. But for some reason, they look at us differently. Yeah. They look at Josh Allen and the Bills differently, right? Mm-hmm. But we also lost defensive pieces too. So I think they're kind of looking at it a whole. And this whole, Buffalo's not going to finish first. Now they're on this rebuild. Like I'm hearing that a lot. It's like, once again, it's a lot of people that don't pay attention to what's going on in Buffalo. A lot of, like, bro, a lot of these teams, like guys that are talking about the Bills, they don't even know like who's on the roster. They're talking about, they don't, certain guys that aren't even here anymore. It's like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Guys not even on the team.
Like they're like, oh, we've lost all these guys on defense. Trey White, we've learned to play without because he hasn't been on the field for
Trey White hasn't. Right? Come on,
Micah Hyde, we played without. When he got hurt the year before, and then he might retire.
Absolutely.
Jordan Poyer was a aging player that we moved on from.
Right.
Like our secondary, yes, losing Leonard Floyd hurts. I'm not gonna lie, that hurts.
Absolutely.
We re-signed AJ Epinesa. If Von Miller comes back and is 80% of what he was that first year, then losing Floyd doesn't matter because we didn't get nothing because that Vaughn just replaces that production.
Correct.
I think we're better on the interior with the guys that we've signed now than we were last year.
I agree with that too.
And then we're getting Milano and Bernard back. So
I agree.
I don't feel like we've lost our secondary, and then we signed 2 guys to come in. So I don't think we're as bad defensively as everyone assumes we are.
And yeah, and to your point, if you go back to last year when we were struggling, and Diggs was the guy, and we were relatively healthy at that point. We were kind of struggling. Guys went out. Diggs was a non-factor, and we winded up winning 5 in a row, something like that. Like without Diggs being being a factor, with Trey White being out completely, right? Out, done for the season. Von Miller not being Von Miller, right? And Micah Hyde suffering injury. Jordan Poyer hurt all year. And we still managed to be one of the hottest teams going into the playoffs with a Diggs not being used, right? Like Diggs not even getting 100 yards over the last 7 games. So, like, what's to say we can't do that again and even be better? Because now those players are good. Are most of those guys, like Shakir, like you said, he's only getting better, right? We're going to draft probably a really good receiver. Like, so I'm just saying, like, I don't understand the whole Buffalo has taken this big step back, because we're really the same team. We got rid of a lot of aging guys that were not even a factor down the stretch.
It's Diggs. We lost Diggs. That's what they're freaking out about now.
Well, they're also talking about the defensive side of things too, Poyer and all that. But Trey White, it's like, but once again, they haven't watched the team. They don't really understand. They're only seeing it from the outside. And I really truly believe that Brandon Beane has a plan. He has to. I trust in him. Has he been perfect? No, but he's been one of the best or one of the better GMs in the NFL. So I don't see why he wouldn't have a plan for replacing Diggs. Now, will this player, by the way, Mikey, that whoever we're drafting or we wind up picking up maybe in free agency, will he be Diggs his first year? Probably not.
No.
Probably not, but that's okay. He's going to be a younger player that's probably going to have a high ceiling, and we don't have to pay him a $1 dollars to be in Buffalo. So
here's what
not to worry about all the drama either.
Here's what I love. There's nothing saying there's guys out there. Michael Thomas is still out there.
Absolutely, there's guys.
There's nothing saying that you can't go get a veteran receiver to come in for.
And I think they will after the draft.
Yeah, me too. It's just one of those things of they're crapping on Josh. Like, now we'll see what Josh can do. Like, did you not watch Josh down the stretch last year?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Involved. It's not the only guy he throws to.
Right. That's my point. Like, Diggs was not a factor. And I'm not like saying Diggs is garbage or he didn't do anything for this. I'm just saying the facts. Stephon Diggs down the stretch, the second half of the season, was really a non-factor on offense. Most of the time, he had 30, 40 yards, 30, 50, 60. He didn't crack 100 in like 7, 8, whatever it was.
Didn't have a touchdown in the final 8 games.
Didn't even have a touchdown. Right. So what kind of big factor was he down the stretch? And we won those games 5 in a row. I think 6 out of 7 or whatever it was to get in the playoffs.
One game, Josh Allen didn't do anything but hand the ball off.
So I don't know. Like once again, man, it's like if you have a good quarterback and he spreads the ball around and you have reliable receivers, I think you could be okay. I really do. I do. Now, do I want a top 10 receiver? Obviously, of course we do. Yeah. And maybe we find one in the draft that becomes one in the future. You get what I'm saying? But for now, I think we'll be fine. I really believe that.
Yeah, Robert, Locked On with Joe's fantastic. Love the overreaction with Joe Miller and John Fina. It's why I stopped listening to the national and I start listening to the local. And really, I listen more of the content creators, because you want to get a real feel for this. And guys, a lot of the content creators, like even over at Cover One, they have like their reach out into the actual locker rooms and know guys there. Then they get information. Right. Love Shout with Ryan and Matt Perino. They're fantastic.
Yeah,
They're
good
probably
dudes,
the
yeah.
closest to the actual, you know, national talk heads, even though they're really local beat writers that I
Yeah.
listen to. You know, so White Town King comes in with super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you, brother.
appreciate it. If Josh doesn't have his worst game of his life against the Jets, you know, in the Denver game, Bills would have been the 1 seed. Defense held tight. Listen, the Denver game, if we just don't have, you know, 12 guys on the field, we're fine. Like,
but I want to throw this out there, and we said it last year. I will say this. In a way, that Denver game was a blessing in disguise. Because if we win that game, I do not think we fire Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, I don't think Dorsey.
So I just kind of feel like everything happens for a reason. And it sucked that we lost that game. Obviously sucked not going for, you know, as the 1 seed, but ultimately it worked out at the end for the Buffalo Bills, because I don't know if we ever give Brady that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just everything happened for a reason. I mean, honestly, everything. Even that hit piece, even the fucking hit piece when we lost to the Eagles, which was a crazy game too, right? And all that was coming. Even that, like, it was weird. It was like kind of like it boosted this team. So you got the Brady boost. Now you got the hit piece boost. Like I felt like everything was kind of. Most people were like, "Oh, this is bad for the Bills." Honestly, it was the opposite. It actually helped the Bills. So no, I was cool with that after the fact. I was pissed that night, though. I remember doing the post game with you, and I was heated, boy, on that Denver game. I was so mad, boy.
Yeah. You know, but you're right, you know, because Josh started playing free once Dorsey was gone. You saw a different version of Josh.
Yeah.
Like whatever Josh was doing with Dorsey wasn't working. And then once Joe Brady took over, you saw Josh start to become himself again.
And I wonder if Diggs never really respected like Brady's play calling after that, because maybe Dorsey and Diggs had that connection where Dorsey's like, "Hey, you're the guy. Allen's going to get. We're going to draw. You're going to be the guy." Like, and it was that way. I mean, like it was times where Allen was forcing it to Diggs that he, you know. So I kind of feel like when Brady took over, Brady he kind of worked everyone. He got everyone else involved that wasn't involved, and Diggs not took a backseat, but he wasn't the main target every game, every time.
Yeah.
And maybe Diggs just wasn't feeling that, you know, and you can I kind of felt like his demeanor down the season.
He started taking himself out of games
exactly. So like, oh, you don't need, oh yeah, you're going to spread the ball. You don't need Diggs. All right.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm good. Go ahead. Third down. Go ahead. I'll go over here. Yeah.
Spen comes in and says Samuel can get Gabe's targets. Rookie wide receiver can get 75 to 100 of Diggs targets. Shakir and Samuel split the remainder. I think the rookie wide receiver can get 75 to 100 of the targets. I think the other 60 should go to Kincaid.
Yeah,
I think Kincaid should be the leading target getter next year. Unless you go up and get one of those top 3 guys. But even then, I still think Kincaid should be our lead target next year.
I'm with you on that.
We have like 230 targets to spread out next year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of freaking targets, man.
I think Curtis Samuel should be up there with Kincaid. Absolutely, because that dude is a playmaker. He is fast. Like, he is a Swiss Army knife. Like, he is truly what I wanted for the longest time. Like, what I wanted McKenzie to be, what I wanted Hardy to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what really I thought Hardy could be last year, but Curtis Samuel has already proven that throughout his career that he is definitely capable of it, but he just hasn't had that quarterback to make him even better, right?
Yeah.
And I really truly believe Joe Brady will. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who his best quarterback was, because he played with Kyle Allen for a couple years.
Kyle Allen.
I'm just saying, like, I think Sam Howell might have been the best quarterback he's had.
Right. And he was young, rookie, right? Rookie year.
Last year, yeah, Sam
second
Howell.
year,
Yeah.
right?
Second year.
So yeah, I just like I said, man, and Joe Brady was his old coordinator, right? So I just think that they're gonna I really truly believe they have a plan for Samuel in this offense. So he's definitely gonna have a lot of targets. I don't think it's gonna be a Hardy situation. Get my drift there. So yeah, I'm with you. Kincaid, Samuel, I think they're gonna be our high target guys. And unless we draft, like you said, we wind up moving up, getting ourselves a top 5 receiver, and that could obviously change that. But
don't forget about the 3 targets for Shorter. They're talking about targets here. Spen comes in and says, Samuel,
preseason.
80 plus targets. Shakir, 100 targets. I don't know if Shakir's going to get 100 targets. He might get between 80 and 90 targets. Kincaid, 100 targets. Rookie wide receiver.
He'd have to. Let me tell you, I like Shakir a lot.
Me too.
Shakir would have to have a phenomenal camp.
He would have to be. He would have to be in the Cole Beasley mold where he's always in the slot getting open.
But I'm saying, right. That's what I'm saying. He'd have to have a phenomenal camp where him and Josh Allen are just vibing, man. You get what I mean? Like Josh Allen is like you said, Cole Beasley to him. He's a security blanket. He's the guy he's going to when things are breaking down. And if he has that trust in him, and Shakir is that guy, meaning he has the hands, he has the trust, he's reading Josh Allen, him and they're on the same page, then yeah, it's very possible. But we'll see how the offseason goes, how camp goes, how preseason goes. You'll know. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear it if Shakir's getting a lot of targets during camp. Yeah. So we'll find that out. We'll find out.
Sal comes in and says, my own concerns about Brady getting Josh under control, take the easy first down. I don't know if you watched the end of the year, Sal. Josh was like checking it down underneath mostly.
He did. He absolutely did change up at the end.
Yeah, he changed up. Like that Kansas City game, outside, there was like 2 throws that went 15 plus yards. Almost all of them were within 5 yards.
Yeah.
Like Josh changed his game down the stretch. We also had them creeping the boxes. We had no one that could get over the top. We go out and get someone who can go that can actually spread the field. It'll be nice. I trust that Brady was also running Daboll's offense. He's running a version of Daboll's offense. He actually gets to get in the lab and change it to his offense this year.
Right. And get with Josh and have more time with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, guys, during the weeks, it's all practice, your preparation for the game coming up. It's really no time to fiddle around with the playbook. And so now he gets to get the one-on-one with Josh, what you like, what you don't. Here's the play. Here's what we're going to build up as a playbook together. We're going to take this out, put this in. They're going to have a whole off season to work that stuff out, to work the kinks out.
Also, they have different type of players too. Like they have yak guys now with Samuel and Shakir, and then whoever else they draft. Like they have guys who are yak guys now.
Right, which we haven't had forever.
Yeah.
Like Shakir was our best last year, but I agree. Like Curtis Samuel is the yak guy. Shakir's a yak guy. We know that.
Cook can be a yak guy if he holds on to the ball.
Cook can be if he did. Yeah. Kincaid, I believe, can be as well.
He has good yak.
Yep.
You saw more of it as the year went on with Kincaid. Raymond comes in and says, am I the only one that thinks Brandon Beane looked pissed when he said Diggs was traded? Like he was tired of all the crap. Yeah, he looked relieved to me.
Yeah, I think he was just. Yeah, I'm with you.
$27 million off the books next year. So this year cleans up the cap for next year. So we're going to have money next year to go out in the free agency and get guys that we need to get too. You know what I mean? And that distraction, whatever it was, is now gone off the team. See you later. If he didn't want to be here, we don't want him here type of thing.
Right.
You know? Oh yeah. And Ronald Curry is in the building. Ronald Curry is also, was a dual threat quarterback who can help Josh. I think Ronald Curry's going to be fantastic for Josh.
Yeah. Yep.
Can teach him also, different sides of the game. Did you see Tom Brady pick Josh as the?
Yeah. See, I have it in our little ticker on the bottom there.
Yeah.
I put it in there. So he did. He said he picked him the next quarterback, younger quarterback, whatever, to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think Brady has a lot of respect for Josh Allen, as should a lot of people. Josh Allen's a good dude, man. Like he's a team guy. He's not a me guy. Like he wants to win so much for Buffalo. He does a lot right, man. Now, of course, there's some things that he still has to improve on, which we know about, right? Like, but I feel like Josh Allen has come a long way since his rookie year, and he changed his mechanics, which got his completion percentage better. I mean, what was the number one knock coming out of college? Completion percentage. Oh, it's terrible, 55%. Man, that narrative is long gone.
And
right?
One of the funny is Colin put it in context. Colin Cowherd was one of the few that actually put it in context. Said, "Listen, Josh Allen was throwing the ball 20 yards downfield. You know, these college quarterbacks were throwing bubble screens. You give Josh 100 bubble screens and he completes, 80 of them or 85 of them. His completion percentage skyrockets up in college.
Right.
Like he wasn't running that type of offense.
And he also was. Let's be real. Wyoming, right?
Well,
he wasn't the best college in the world. I'm just saying, like, where he didn't have the best coaches to help him in his development, right? He didn't have the best receivers. He didn't have the best talent around him. Not the best coaches around him. I'm just saying to better himself.
His big offensive weapons were Tanner Gentry and the tight and one of the tight ends that we got. But who was I think it was Will Dissly, right? Was Will Dissly was the other one. There was like two. There was like, but those were like his superstar weapons. Those were like his superstar weapons at Wyoming, and it was only 1 year. Justin said, "Didn't Samuel play Cam?" He did, but that was the year Cam just wasn't Cam. Like he hurt his shoulder and he missed a bunch of time. But he did play 1 year with Cam before Cam was gone.
Yeah, but Cam was a shell of himself that year, man.
Yeah. Double dip, Worthy and then Baker. Let Baker learn under Samuel and use Worthy to stretch. I don't want to use a first round pick on Worthy. Like I know people love that speed. I would rather get a 4-1 guy and leg it than a 4-2 guy or 4-4-1 guy and leg it than a 4-2-1 and Worthy. Leggett's bigger, better hands, better route runner.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He's still fast enough to do all the things we want him to do. And then you want to grab Baker? I would love to grab Baker. Baker's going to be fantastic. You want to grab Baker. You want to grab Keon Coleman. You want to grab Troy Franklin. You want to grab Ricky Pearsall in the second. Any of those guys I'm good with. But I don't want Worthy in the first at all. Like, I get that he has that electric speed, but, man, he is shaky on all the other stuff.
He is, and he's very undersized. He's a small guy, man.
Yeah.
Like Tyreek Hill is a
but he's
big
built.
dude, bro.
Tyreek's built.
That's what I'm saying. He's Tyreek Hill is a little tank,
Tank Dell was small and he ended up getting hurt last year.
Exactly. Yeah, but he was having a wonderful
when he
season.
until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't. I agree with you there. So I would feel comfortable in a second round with him. Like I said, I really just feel like it just depends on what happens. I think Bean's going to want to trade up, but I just feel like it all depends on if someone's willing to budge.
I love Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk is so good. He's so underrated and nobody's talking about him. He has some of the best hands in the class.
Yeah.
The dude catches everything. He's not a big separator. He doesn't have blazing speed, but the dude is smooth and catches everything. Yeah. Yeah, he got hurt on he got hurt on blocking play on the goal line. Why the hell do you have your tiny guy on the goal line? Crazy.
I didn't get that, bro. I remember that play. I was so frustrated in that. I'm like, why? What are they doing there? Why would you do that? That was a bit terrible. Offensive OC was on what he was thinking there.
Justin Jefferson's going to cost you like 3 1s, and then you're going to have to give him
forget about it.
$50 million a year. Higgins is going to cost you too much, and he's going to want that bag. Listen, we finally got off of Diggs' contract next year. We freed up $27 million. I don't think the Bills are going to go trade for one of these elite young stars. And unless Josh just completely and utterly falls apart this year and they need that superstar, is the only way I see us doing something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't see Josh falling apart this year. I really don't
see it. I can't see it because of the money, really, at the end of the day. I would think he would, honestly.
And the money.
I mean, assets to me, I don't care. Like, if a player like it, he did it for Diggs, right? And at the end of the day, that wasn't a bad trade.
No, it wasn't.
No. At the end of the day, listen, it wasn't a bad trade if Diggs didn't do
4 years and you have 5 years on a rookie.
No, I get that on that, yeah. but you don't know. But you didn't know that.
No,
you didn't know.
What I was saying is, if you took that first round pick, right, and no one expected Justin Jefferson to be there. Only reason why Justin Jefferson was at that pick is because
he slipped.
The Eagles made the mistake.
Yeah,
but you get a 4-year deal plus a 5th-year option. We basically traded that first round pick for 4 years of Diggs. I am 100% good with that. And the elite production we got out of Diggs in those 4 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Well worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's my point. So I would be like, I wouldn't hate it. And let's say if he pulled the string and he got Higgins, my point is, right? And he's like, okay. Like he did the same thing with Diggs. But my problem is he'd have to find a way to pay it. Like, clearly Higgins wants out, not because he hates the Bengals and he hates, Burrow. It's the fact that he wants to, he wants a lot of money. And I just don't know if the Bills have that to work with right now. I know they don't. So I couldn't see it happening. So
yeah, I so badly want to follow that, Robert. I would like to stay away from both the Texas receivers. I'd love to get Leggett in round 1 and then follow that up with a Pearsall or a Baker or a, Jalen Polk or, another guy like that, in round 2. Very much the Packers way of doing things.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad trade. It was a bad extension. And that's why we don't normally do it 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
He got paid and then he got pissy.
Right. He sure did.
That's what happened. He got paid and then that very next year he got all pissy. And then it just, he already got his money.
It just fell apart so fast though, Mikey, didn't it? It seemed to. Like it was kind of quick.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we got a really good 2 year. You got a really good 2 years of Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean, happy Diggs, I'm saying.
Happy Diggs, yeah.
Because we got really 4 years of good Diggs. You know what I mean? Like production.
What?
But I'm saying, like,
Happy Diggs was 2.
Happy Diggs was 2. And then you got the, boy, here we go. You got the Minnesota, right? You started getting that Minnesota vibe where it's like, here we go, but let's maybe it's the money, right? Maybe he just wants his bag. We pay him. And no, it just didn't work out that way.
Roy, we did give up more than a first. What we gave up for Diggs was well worth it. At the time, we needed that elite alpha receiver to help Josh grow. We got the elite alpha receiver to help Josh grow. It was well worth the.
You had to have that time. Yeah. Yep.
RC3 comes in and says trade up for Latu or no one. The pass rusher. Bills X or Twitter will melt down if we trade up and then we take a D end.
Yeah, I can't. It's not
my favorite D end is Verse. Jared Verse is my favorite D end. I like Latu. Latu scares me with all his red flags and basically medical.
Mm-hmm.
A guy who had medically retire, you don't normally take in the first round.
Yeah.
Let alone trade up for in the first round. Teams be praying the Chiefs don't end up with Leggett or McConkey. I'm okay with Polk. Leggett or McConkey. McConkey, his route running with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is scary. Leggett's just a superstar in the making. I love that guy. I had problems with his 1 year production, but then I've listened to a lot of people who understand why he had the 1 year production, and they sold me on what you saw in that last year is what you're going to get moving forward, and it's not just a fluke. Like, there was reasons why it was only 1 year.
All right.
And if you really want to know about that, go watch Joe Marino over Locked On Bills. He breaks it down so well. Purcell and Leggett, my double dip. Oh, I'd love that. Watch out for Ricky. Ricky's sneaky good. He has a 9.91 RAS. Crazy good hands. 6'1", 200 pounds, can run routes like fast, runs like a 4.41 as well. Like,
Yeah.
you give me those two guys, I'd be happy. Latu got the neck spinal surgery that Hyde got. And Hyde
See,
played in the Hyde
tough.
just had a stinger this year.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
You know, Latu had 23.5 sacks the last 2 seasons. Seems to be fine. Playing against college guys and playing in the pros completely different, Roy.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, but yeah, if they go up and get him, you know, I'm gonna root for whoever we draft.
Daniel, I just can't. I don't see it happening. If he trades up, it's going to be a receiver. I'm telling you, there's no.
They might.
There's
ride
no
if they trade
way.
up and take somebody else.
There's just no way. I just can't. I'll be there. By the way, I'll be so disappointed, but I can't see that happening, man. Especially now. Now, if you were to say that before the Diggs trade, okay, I think Bills Mafia would be whatever with it. They'd be cool. You know what I mean? But we have to have a replacement. There has to. I like our receivers that we have in house right now, but we still need that future one. Like, we have to. You know, I don't think we have a future one on the squad. And I like Shakir. I like Samuel. You know, obviously Kincaid's our hybrid tight end receiver, but we need a future one, and he's in this draft. Yeah. He's in this draft. There's plenty of receivers here that could be a future one.
Day 3 that are going to be
that
really
could be
good.
A future one. Yeah. I'm for real. Like, there's guys that's going to go round 1, 2, 3. That's going to be a potential really, really good receiver, or possibly a future one in the NFL. It's loaded.
It happens every year.
Receivers.
Happens every year.
Yeah.
Like Puka went in
late
the 5th.
Yeah.
You know,
and he was
Jalen Reed went in the late 2nd. Yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown 2nd. Diggs 5th.
Yeah. Like, say what you want about Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis went in the 4th.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, listen, you say, like I said, once again, say what you want, but the dude went and got paid. He still had back-to-back 850-yard seasons. That's not like anything to be like, oh, that's shitty. That's pretty damn good, considering he's the number 2. Like, I know there's better number 2s out there, but my point is, he was a 4th round draft pick. Like, nobody saw. I don't think anyone really. I didn't see that coming when we drafted him. I thought he'd be a pretty decent receiver. Never, where we're talking about this guy could be 1,000-yard receiver. You get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think he. There's receivers all over that if you scout them right, you can get a good one.
Johnson was one. There's a lot of guys. And Chuckles because Brian Thomas Jr. is my red flag player. He's so raw. That's the thing about Thomas Jr.
I agree with that too.
He has such a high ceiling, but he has a really low floor.
Mm-hmm.
Shakir went in the 5th. Everyone thought he was going to be a 3rd rounder, and he went in the 5th. You know, it happens.
And I love that, bro. I love that pick. When we picked him, I was like, dude, that dude is. Yeah. Watching his film, I'm like, dude, man, we stole that guy.
You have guys who bust out in round 1, but do really good in the mid to later rounds all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, this draft will be a bust unless we get Marvin Harrison Jr., Dallas Turner, Byron Murphy, and Tyler Nevin. Unless we have 5 first-round picks.
Right.
Only way we're gonna get this is gonna be a bust. Did you want to run through and do a mock?
We could do one mock. Yeah, why not? Go ahead. Okay. Pop it up.
All right. I'll pop it
up. You know, the crowd, the chat, the crowd loves the mock draft. They're always interested.
They do. Everyone loves the mock.
Yeah.
So I'll slow this bad boy down right now. Well,
it's mock time.
If we get the opportunity, do you want to try to trade up?
Yeah, if we get the opportunity. If it was last time we tried, it was impossible.
Mm-hmm. So I will stop here. So at 8, we'll try to trade up for 8 because Rome's still on the board.
Okay. See what we can do with the Falcons here.
So 28, right? First round next year. That can't be right. They're not just going to take 2 1s and take it.
What are they saying they would take?
Our first this year and our first next year.
Why not? They don't know how we're going to be. We by all listen, everybody has us as a rebuild. We might have a 15th pick in the draft.
They said no. Okay.
Okay. I think give them that second for next year. Oh, there we go.
133 this year.
Yeah, they're taking that.
There we go.
All right, there you go.
I don't know where.
Trading up, baby.
Yep. Mockers hell. I love mock drafts. I do too. I love them. All right. So with this pick, we going up for Joe Alt?
No.
We going up for Latu, like someone in the chat earlier said?
No, my friend.
Byron Murphy? We're going up for Rome.
Come on, we know who we want.
We're going up for Rome.
Oh, yeah.
Going up for Rome. Latu went 12. Murphy went, okay. Jared Verse went 16. Cooper Eugene to the Bengals. That's a new one. I haven't seen that. A.D. Mitchell went before Brian Thomas Jr. in this one.
Oh, Spence says we failed the draft already.
Why did we
get
fail?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
I didn't get Marvin Harrison. Marvin went 4.
He was gone already. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have had to been early players, boy.
Yeah. we went to 8.
Yeah. Which is that's a hell of a jump. 20 spots,
Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Here we go. So at 28, where we did pick, they took JJ McCarthy. They just signed Kirk Cousins. Why would they take JJ McCarthy?
Right. I have no idea. Because it's a mock draft.
Oh my God. Brian Thomas Jr. is still on the board. Is Brian Thomas Jr. going to go? Where's he going? Is he going to the Chiefs or is he going to the Niners?
I bet the Chiefs. Let's see. Let's see if the Chiefs pick him up.
Brian Thomas Jr. didn't go in round 1. Is that right?
The Chiefs took Kool-Aid? Is that what that says?
To replace Snead.
Oh, okay. It's a great name, by the way.
Chuckles, I think there's going to be three wide receivers in the top 10. I think all 3 guys are going in the top 10. I really do. Did I miss Brian Thomas Jr. going?
I don't think so.
I didn't. He's really on the board going into day 2. Do we trade up for Brian Thomas Jr. here?
Bean is like super aggressive this draft. He's like, what?
Like we still got
Brian Thomas drop. The draft war room is going nuts right now.
60 in one of our round 2s for 34.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's try. Let's see. Let's pull a crazy mock draft here. And go get back-to-back receivers here. A guy that should have been in the first round.
Bam, there you go.
Boom, there you go.
Jr.
How about that? PFF is wax.
Yes, it is. I do think if you give up 2 seconds, you can move up in the second round.
Yeah.
So if you give up one of the seconds next year, I do believe that would help you move up.
You know who'd be happy about your mock draft right now?
Who?
Joey Hatch.
Would he? He was not happy with my last one. That's for damn sure.
Right. Oh man.
All right, so let's speed this bad boy up a little bit because we got a long way to go.
Yeah, that's the price you pay.
We're going to 128.
Yeah, man.
Let's see what's on the board at 128. But we went wide receiver. We got Rome and Brian Thomas Jr. So at 128, we have Cooper Beebe still on the board. I'm a big fan. Christian Jones, although we just signed Lil Collins, so I doubt we're going to go tackle.
Yeah, I doubt that.
McKinley Jackson, big fan of his defensive lineman, but we have really good linemen, so I don't know if we go there. Do you have anywhere that you would want us to go? I would want us to go Cooper Beebe here. Do you have anybody that you would want to see? You want to look at safeties, corners?
Yeah, see, I mean, who's available in a safety position right now?
Safeties,
I know Kitchen's not.
Mustafa.
I do like Williams, but I think you can get him
but
next.
not at 128.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can get him later, like 4th round, 5th round.
Bean
I'm sorry.
said take in wide receivers in every round. So let's go. So we look there. We can look at corners.
There was like no running backs in this draft, by the way, that I like. I mean, I'm not sold on
There's
any
only
of them.
There's only a couple that I like.
There are. I mean, we'll see. I
love Braylon Allen. I love Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen is like 6'2", 250.
That's a big boy. Jeez.
And he runs like a big boy. Like he isn't super shifty or anything like that, but you need some yards, he'll give you short yardage.
Right.
And I think he would be the perfect complement to Cook.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 250. Goodness.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Is Esme still there? Esme is not still there. It's Ray Davis, Allen.
Who's best available right now?
Best available overall?
Yeah.
Ray Davis. And then I'm a big Cooper Beebe fan. Cooper Beebe has played.
Nothing wrong with guards.
Guard and tackle. He is 6'4", 335. Could you imagine us having Torrance and Beebe on that offensive line?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm always up for offensive linemen, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that in depth. So go for it. I'm good with that.
We're all offense so far.
That's fine. We can start working on some defense.
Still there at 44.
I would take him there at this point. Then we need a bigger back, guys. I know you're not going to like that, but we have no short yardage guy on this team. None. Zero. Zilch. Unless you go out and get an Elliott or some, one of the veteran back that's out there in free agency, which is possible, by the way, very possible.
Dalen Hooker, Bernard, Mustafa, Foster. Love James Williams.
Dude, that's my dude right there. I was talking about him a while. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, his size. What is he, 6'5"? Williams, I think, 6'4", 6'5". He's huge, bro.
Yeah, he's 6'5", 215.
That's a tough boy, man.
It played split. He played in the box and deep.
Right. I know. I watched his games.
So he played both.
He's impressive, man.
He played both all 3 years too. And he got better every year, which is also really good to see.
Yeah. And we like Hurricane guys. We do draft a lot of.
Yeah. Do you want to go James Williams here?
I would. I like him, man.
Or do you like Mustafa
I do.
Better? Mustafa's 5'11".
I like Williams, man. I just like his size. I don't think you're gonna get that size, that athletic frame. And like you said, man, he's only gotten better through the years, man. I feel like that guy, man. And you could put him in the box at linebacker. Like, there's so much that you could do with him. He
doesn't have to just play safety year one.
Right.
He can be played multiple different positions.
Absolutely.
6'5" tight end that can cover on a Travis Kelce would be nice too.
Right, dude. I'm telling you.
That can play Travis.
There's not many of those guys. Like that guy, he's different.
A unicorn.
Man. Go watch his highlights. He's different, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a missile too.
Yeah.
When he comes downhill. All right. No, Zinter wasn't there. We took BB though at the in that same spot. I love Zinter
Thank you, Amy. Smash that like. I always forget to say it.
Yeah, you put Kelce. Yeah, you put Williams on Kelce. It's a difference maker. All right. So with our last pick of this draft, do you take Jordan Travis? No, you don't take a quarterback. Honestly, I'm a big fan of
where's the punters at? Oh, because we're look at any punters out there. Want to come in and compete with our crap ass punters?
One of those two guys is gonna be our punter.
Fucking hate it, man. By the way, we don't talk about it because they're punters, but we might have the worst punters in the NFL right now on the team. And listen, Sam Martin was cool for a second. Man, his age, boy, he really showed his age last year.
We went
And
real
yeah.
crazy with this one, Tommy. with
Oh
this
my
draft.
god. Let's
Yeah, I
see the
know.
grade.
You hate our punters.
Fucking hate him.
A
And
plus,
boy,
A plus,
I
then a bunch of Bs.
Bass better start tightening up too. He's gonna get on my shit list.
Yeah, I'm a big McGovern fan. He has the ability to, just like uh Ben Benford. I always get the linebacker in the corner. Benford has
Yeah.
that
Christian
flex
Benford,
as well. Yeah, Benford has that
right.
flex as well.
I would
I'm
say
good with that.
overall, that's not a bad draft. Got good grade. That's a good draft. I mean, we addressed a lot of positions, and I mean, receiver obviously. We got ourselves a young guard that could play both tackle and guard. Got yourself the HB that we needed, the bigger back. You got yourself a freak athlete in the safety and Williams who could do both, go in the box and safety. And you got another corner, man. I'm good with that.
Yeah, get a punter. There's a punter in the UFL that's really good.
Just whatever. Get anyone besides these idiots that are in house right now, please.
So I like this one. We traded up
I
back
do.
to back for.
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Highlight
Now, there's
that. I'm
no
good with that.
possible way Brian Thomas is dropping to the second round, but
No, if that was our draft, I would totally be good with it.
oh my god,
I would not be complaining at all.
We completely restacked our offense.
Absolutely, and got some needs on defense at the same time. Or some depth at least. Some guys with high ceilings and like Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Got another guard. Got rotation and
linebacker. He's a safety linebacker combo. Williams is.
Yeah.
They're going to give him a shot at playing safety, but he may end up becoming a linebacker, just like Milano. Milano was a safety coming out of college, and we turned him into a linebacker.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. So it's very possible. So, all right, Tommy. Well, what's on tap, brother?
All right, man. So nothing this weekend, but I am trying to. I'll have to talk to you because I need to get something. Curtis wants to get us going where we do a show on his channel and our channel, like he comes on ours, we're going on his show.
Yeah.
I need to set that up before the draft. So the draft is obviously in 2 weeks. So Monday or Saturday, it's going to be one of those days that we go on either or.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you know as soon as I do, because obviously I got to talk to you, but it's going to be one of those, and I'm sure you'll be all right with the Monday because you get home. It'll be like that 9 o'clock range time. But as far as this Monday, probably not, but I'll let you know. I'll obviously let you know, and I'll post something on Twitter.
What is it for? Just talking.
A recap, kind of just a recap of just talking with Curtis and about how he sees his team, the Dolphins, and so just a friendly conversation
around the NFL type.
That's it. How he feels about what we're doing, and Curtis is insightful, and we're gonna give our thoughts about how we see the Dolphins play, what they did and with the draft and all that good stuff.
As long as they pay $250 million, I'll be happy.
Right. So it's always good to have Curtis on, and we'll be on Curtis's channel or one of us or both, whatever. I'll figure that part out. So that's on tap.
Cody, finish his story.
Oh God, it was so bad. I can't stand that guy. Anyways, Cody. Tuesday's Nuclear Heat Wrestling.
Carried him around the ring, didn't you?
It was so cheesy. I'll tell you what, the WrestleMania, it was good. It was really good. Both nights were really good. There were some things, obviously, I'm not gonna, people aren't gonna like. I didn't like the Undertaker coming out as the motorcycle Undertaker. Like, if you're gonna have him come out as the Undertaker. For me, that is, I didn't like that. I don't know, man. I just think Cena's gimmick, not Cena. I think Cody Rhodes' gimmick is going to eventually fall big time. I can almost see it like a Hulk Hogan, where when Hulk Hogan, people got tired of the shtick. Now, it took a long time, but it was different. 80s heels and face in the 80s, Mikey, and early 90s lasted a long time. You weren't in between. Like, you weren't a cool heel and people today's different, right? You could be a heel and people love you, and or in between, like heel and face, and people. But Cody's from the old school. His dad was like, "Hey, you're either face or heel. You're all in a face. You can't be a face and be badass like The Rock and have people like you. You know what I mean? Like, so I just feel like he's this over the top face. Like he's too much in your face as being this great guy and take your vitamin. You know, like the Hulk Hogan was. And eventually, I think people will get just tired of that.
Happens. I don't know if you watched him on the Indies.
I just can't see him turn a heel again.
Dude,
I can't.
He plays even a better bad guy.
He does, but I don't know if he'll do it. That's my problem. Like John Cena, for instance. The only reason it worked for John Cena,
when
he was heel in the beginning when he was Thugonomics and all that. In the very, very beginning. Heel. No, but you know what I mean. Like he kind of, but when he went good guy, the only reason that worked, in my opinion, is because he still had half the audience, which was the younger kids, cheering him on, and half was the Boo Cena. So he had that. It wasn't all in. Same thing with
Cody.
Like I don't.
The kids are going to love him.
Will they?
The kids are going to love him, and the adults are going to hate him.
I think his music's cheesy. His outfits is like this Captain Crunch outfit. I just don't like it. But that's me. I don't know how long that'll last, Mikey. But either way, WrestleMania was good. Long story short, Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling will be on Tuesday at 7:30. Wednesday, I believe Mafia Talk will be back, Mikey, at 10 o'clock. And then we will be back Friday. So I'll let you know. I'll talk to you about Monday, possibly Monday being a show. So I'll keep you posted. But other than that, that's it, guys. I hope you guys like the new intro. Put that together today. And that's it. I'm going to the draft.
The only thing you're missing on that is Josh at the end flexing after his long touchdown run.
I know. That's
the only thing you're missing. Everything else I love.
Believe me, if I wish I could put more, but then people will be here like 5-minute intro and be like, come on.
It was awesome.
All right, guys. So Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace. And I'll play the outro.